has a way of wandering. The fortune teller has collapsed, cowering. Consider your debt to me repaid.
So is that just the end? The wolf comes back through? Don't tell me this is the end of the game.
When you come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the boardwalk, sore and weak. An empty patch of wood, cleaner than the surrounding planks, is all that remains of the fortune teller's tent.
Don't say he killed her.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
Listen.
I wish you didn't have to go, she says. There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up. His thumb skates over her pulse point. I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
I want to keep listening.
Her words are split by a sob. Might as well be. My parents didn't come to New York for this. She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest. I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way... They stand together, close, quiet, in the stiff breeze.
Oh no. That's sad. The air stinks of gasoline and trash, and you're boxed in by brick. But darn, there's something invigorating about that stink. Woo! You feel like there's an engine in your chest. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I ain't panhandling. The factory gate swings open. Who here can use a sewing machine? Shouts the foreman. You can mend holes with a needle and thread, but you haven't lived in the same house as a sewing machine in years. Go ahead and raise your hand. Don't raise your hand. I'm not gonna lie. You don't much like the idea of walking through those heavy doors into the power of those cruel-eyed folks under the burden of a lie. You stay silent. They take in a few more workers for hauling and lifting, but that's the end of it. No work today. Oh man. A jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it calls. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better, much better. Eh? it seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Sure, Crow. The ones you got now. Psh, pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around, and they'll come back more excited. More satisfied. So always listen to the stories other folks tell you. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. It makes sense. The boss has a point about the true ones, though. The crow admits. They're extra interesting. You listen a couple folks' true life stories, and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Any other tips? Well, everyone's the captain of the destiny. It gives a bust of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now. But the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers a sort of a shrug. Choose wisely, or don't. Yeah. And it moves on. Okay, let's roll.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of blue, unusual in this region where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water, its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement.
A goat with wings? It don't look like a goat with wings.
You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence. Over the hill, a scorched one-room house lies abandoned, 2 of its 4 walls in ruins. The goat rears up, front hooves curled, and stretches its wings out to their full breadth. The goat opens its mouth and wails, a protracted, shrill sound, indistinguishable from the cry of a human infant. It only begins to stop when you take several steps back. The winged goat doesn't follow. Instead, it lies down inside the burnt house, surrounded by portraits of a large family, glass frames stained brown from smoke.
Crow again. You notice the black crow sitting on a fence post, watching you with unsettling intensity. Hey! It burns. Hey! Brent! Hey! You hear about trains? It gives a throaty crackle. Locomotion! That's the lie. I've got some good tips here. Oh, that's no problem. You ever ride a train? With your budget, you'll need it. hop on it. At a train yard, though. Fast and convenient. But the railroad's bulls really don't like it when you ride in empty cars. Because if you get caught, you'll get beaten. It hops and pecks at something on the ground. On the positive side, maybe you'll meet someone to trade stories with. But if you don't like the sound of that, you can hitchhike, find a friend in the car, and wow, I feel sorry for you, landlubber. No wings, just motors. You can't even cross rivers when you want to. Only at safe crossings. You got a point. I always do. You notice that its beak doesn't move as it speaks, but before you can tell anything else about it, it flies off. I think I'm gonna go north.
His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels. You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
Is it insects or is it something else for my friend?
Man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
Why'd you close the door so fast, dude? I need to find out.
Consciousness is elusive. Your limbs throb with a dull fatigue, and your eyes are sticky with dust. The man suddenly grips your legs and drags you toward the millstone. You do not love my daughter. You will not have her. I will not let you hurt her. His voice is pained, not angry.
What are you talking about?
Your hand catches a flour sack printed with brightly colored flowers. A puff of flour makes you sneeze, and you wake. The mill is quiet, its works long disconnected. In your hand is the faded remnant of what might once have been a bag or a piece of a dress.
Was I dreaming?
Take me hand in hand. This will be my tale, my vagrant song. This will be my tale, my vagrant song.
What you got? What you got? The travelers at this campfire are all women. Women with long knives hanging from their belts. They let you join their camp in exchange for news about the towns you pass. to get there. Maybe they're hiding from something, but you feel safe getting a good night's sleep here.
Well, I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman come for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much behind to drag me Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep that stride stuck in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run
It's break time at this half-finished bridge. The workers are gathered around a young man who sits on a bucket like a king. They listen raptly to his story about the Thunderbird people who fly when they fall from heights.
Well, I got no companion.
You realize it's the story of the bridge builders, but heavily embellished. The young man on the bucket tells it masterfully, doing all the voices as if he's told it this way 1,000 times before. It's nothing close to what actually happened, but this version is pretty good. You'll have an easy time remembering it.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stone.
He leans against a fence and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of birdseed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
I thought they were extinct too.
They look extinct to you? You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently. Say, you like birds?
Sure.
They're lovely creatures. Guileless, really. Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you? He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head. You sense it's about time you start moving on. You be kind to the little birds now, you hear? You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
policeman in the truck on the corner is having a pretty wild argument with someone on the other end of the radio. No! He keeps saying, no way! You listen in as the man on the radio finishes a wild story about the blessed lighthouse sanctuary where souls in love could find respite. I swear, this is what happened, the cop over the radio insists. That's when it clicks you know the story. It's a stranger version of the story of the two lighthouse keepers, but with some bits left out or replaced. Ain't true, the cop in the truck sighs. If only he knew. Let me guess. It's a crow again. Huge storm, this farmer gasped, pointing to the clouded horizon. We gotta get the produce indoors before the fields wash it out. Can you help? You and his family strip the fields of vegetables. When the rain hits, you're all safe inside, and you've got some coins in your pocket.
Over a shared, crusty loaf of bread, the farmer notices you looking at a prominent, tattered scarecrow in the field. "Oh, you like old Barney?" he asks.
Yeah.
"Does a damn good job scaring the vermin. Shame about the real fella. He was a funny one. Old Barney hiding out in our stables and lofts, just passing along. We liked him. Well, all except the sheriff. Barney never harmed nothing. I sometimes shared bread with him, just like you here.
What happened to Barney?
When he disappeared, leaving just the clothes we gave him, I figured I'd put him to use. Never got to know his proper name neither." Across the field, the wind in the corn whispers. Or is it the scarecrow?
Why, hello there. Look like that's a heavy bag you're carrying. Let me get that for you. I insist. You see this uniform? It means you can trust me to make sure this is the most comfortable journey you've ever had in your life. Who am I? Well, I'm no George, I'll tell you that. But that's not important. This trip is about you, friend. Tell me something that'll make me laugh. I could use a chuckle. Well, if that one makes you happy, I suppose it's worth telling. The future? We're making it. There's never been anyone like us Pullman Porters. It's why we have so much pride. We're setting standards for future folks, and we know just how damn high those standards are. Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got me? Positive attitude. That's what I like to hear. The past, that's a tricky thing. Yes, porters may remind you of a certain type of way folks of our type used to be. There's no fighting that, just happily working past it. Have any optimistic tales? I'd like to hear one of those. Might not be telling that one to the boys, actually. The sadness. No sadness here. When you ride on one of Mr. George Pullman's sleeping cars, you leave your sadness behind. I can personally assure you of that. You got any stories with a bit of excitement to them? I'm not sure I get it, friend. Trust. Well, a train ride can be a disorienting experience, especially for a first timer. You gotta have faith that a porter can keep you calm and comfortable. And we've gotta earn that faith each and every time. Anyway, you must have some funny stories to tell. Share one. That's a tall one. Don't pull my leg, okay? If you're looking for freedom, just think about how magnificent a train is, how the railroad binds this country together. Hop on and go anywhere. That's freedom, and that's my life. Another night over. I surely did enjoy all those stories, though. Maybe next time I'll let down my hair a bit. What do you say? You must excuse me, friend. What kind of porter am I saying this trip is all about you, only to start talking about my own damn self? But enough of my indulgences. I hope I see you again.
Aw, I didn't get it.
Well, I'm gonna have my spade up upon my way back. I'm gonna keep those rocks tucked into my soul. Well, I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman come for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much behind to drag me down.
This kindly old man sharing the shade under the bridge with you tells a few rambling stories, some true seeming, some conspiracy less so. All true, he assures you. There's history in this place, going all the way back to Indian times. Strange stuff happening around here. Sure it is, he scoffs. And then, as if to prove himself right, he launches into a story about the Letterman, whose ghost haunts Connecticut. And this one, you know, it's the story of the Letterman Cave, but wilder and stranger than you remember. See then, the old man laughs. So I ain't pulling your leg. It's all true.
And the sea. And when I'm gone empty, they're the ones who'll bury me.
As you hop off the boxcar, you suddenly feel the heavy hand of a railroad bull on your shoulder. Now, where'd you come from? He asks in a way that indicates he doesn't care. You don't mess with the B&O's cars. The beating that ensues is efficient and brutal.
Waters of this land, and by and by I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
You come across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you.
Anin.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket.
Oh, thank you.
You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit.
I'm just going to drop.
The stones tumble from your hand and hit the ground, instantly turning black as the night. Your heart leaps in surprise. How strange.
The waitress at this diner is sharing an outlandish tale with one of her regulars. I heard it from my sister-in-law, she says. It happened to her daughter's friend. It's true. She notices you listening. Have you heard this one before? Which one? She regales you with a story about the lighthouse lamp, which could only burn in the presence of true love. Halfway through, you realize that it's the story of the blessed lighthouse sanctuary, where souls in love could find respite, but highly embellished. What do you think about it? That, the waitress explained. It's an interesting tale. Sure it is. Sure is, she agrees, and true. Every word of it. Ooh. Nothing's shaking.
Hey, traveler.
Quinn!
Come to join my fire again?
Hey, Quinn! A long time no see.
Well, I guess I know you well enough to let you set yourself down for a spell. You remember Cass and Flip?
Yeah. Hey, Poochie.
You want to hear more about my travels? Well, sure, why not? Nothing better than trading stories around the fire, and I got stories. You got any happy stories?
Happy story. Happy story. Sad story. I'm gonna talk about the pig.
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think. Love stories. Huh. Folks sure seem to be eat up with the notions of love. Singing and talking about it all the damn time. Not sure I see the appeal myself. I'm in the mood for something real funny like. What's the use in telling sweet happy tales if in they make you snooze? What's my future look like? I ain't looking for a traveling companion if that's what you mean. I do fine by myself, so just stick to minding your own. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot.
Oh, you want one that would scare you, dude? I've got one that would scare you. How about the cow?
You spin a good yarn. I was shivering there for a little bit. Sad. Well, so you think just 'cause I'm young, I gotta be sad, crying after my mama every night. I don't need you looking after me, so if you're offering, don't. And I thought I told you to be respectful. What you really ought to be asking yourself is if you want to keep enjoying my spot or not. I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
Okay. Scary stuff. How about that one?
Wow, that's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. Authority, bosses and such, I ain't nobody's little Angelina if that's what you're asking. I I take care of myself and my dogs. I don't need no jocker looking out for me. So if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful. You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
Hey, I told you a good story.
Not sure I quite follow that one. This land sure is something, ain't it? I can't wait to see it all. Tramping like I do makes me realize the land's another kind of companion. It's always with you. Maybe things are so depressed because folks lost sight of that. Oh, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way. The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
I need to get more stories. Pay for your life.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good. We didn't do nothing to anybody till we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through. The march I was on, the bonus army, it's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand.
My cousin has told me stories of him and his military companion, friend, soldiers. And that's the thing. Civilians will never understand. They will never understand what it's like to go into war. What it's like to lose a friend who you bond with for days, weeks, months, years, to fear for your life. Anytime that my cousin is, around, I ask him about military life because I want to know. And that's the same thing he said, was that I will never understand. And I don't envy him, and he doesn't envy me. It's the life he chose. But that's the thing. I will never understand how it is. I will never understand how it is to lose something that you told stories to, that you talked about your family with when you were pissed off at, that understood your every waking moment. I will never understand. And that's why I always have to say, to people that I hear that are in the military, thank you for your service. It's never said enough. Thank you for your service. You don't know how much I respect you guys.
So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.